What would you do if you had to beat the shit out of your only friend in the world to make your one dream come true?
Two women from warring religions, living in poverty, want a better life, and take up boxing and end up having to fight an entire country that's against them. Sakina, 16, is an asocial, hot-headed tomboy. She's not your typical Muslim girl. She dreams of one day becoming a pro boxer just like her hero, Laila Ali. Now, her devout family has other ideas. Living in the slums of Calcutta, they're counting on Sakina's pending arranged marriage to secure the family's future. What they don't know is that Sakina has actually forked over her entire school allowance to be trained by Ramesh, this washed-up boxing coach. Now, women's boxing isn't yet sanctioned in India. And Ramesh could actually be barred for life for even coaching a Muslim girl. But he's a compulsive gambler and needs the cash. So he trains her out back in this field populated by mosquitoes and junkies until Chitra, the boxing gym's Hindu cleaning lady, discovers him. Now, Chitra is actually the sole breadwinner in her family and is married to a drunk and bullied by her mother-in-law. Boxing could be her way out. So even though she's almost too old to compete, she still forfeits her pay to be the sparring partner for Sakina, because it's a shot. Now, both these girls have mad talents in the ring, but their fighting styles are just as opposite as their personalities. But what they do have in common is determination. And these girls are sucker punched at every turn by corrupt officials, by mafia, even their coach who sells them out for a buck. In all this ugliness grows respect and understanding and friendship. Double jab, and Sakina gets a cut on her face. Now, with a scar, her pending marriage is called off. Her family finds out she's boxing, and she's kicked out onto the streets. And it's her Hindu friend, Chitra, who takes her in. Good news. Finally, India sanctions women's boxing. And it's a national title tournament. All their hard work is paid off. They walk over all their opponents. Their dreams are about to come true. Championship, money, their independence. But the one thing that they didn't imagine was that they'd have to fight each other. Now, Chitra already has a family and a home. And even though the roof leaks and they have to sleep on the floor, they do manage to scrounge one meal a day. And she knows that young Sakina doesn't have a future. So Chitra, for the first time, drops her guard down. So that Sakina, a young Muslim girl from the slums of Calcutta, can become the first national boxing champion of India. And Sakina actually moves on to become world champion. And even though Chitra returns to the slums, she becomes the first female certified boxing coach and trains many more hopefuls just like them, women who want a better life. I'm Lynn Cam, the writer-director of the dramatic feature Pinweight, and this is Mark Allman, our story consultant, and Renuma Panthaki, who co-created the story and is also going to be playing the role of Chitra.
Now, our story for Pinweight was birthed in the ring. Literally, I was pitching it to Lynn while punching her.
I actually took up fighting when I went to the Canadian Film Center.
True. And because of our insane schedules, we've actually had to have all our story meetings while sparring with each other.
But the one rule is I'm not allowed to punch her in the face.
Oh, hell no. Mama paid too much money for this case.
And my record is 8-1.
Which is why our first draft packs a solid punch.
The timing is bang on. 2012 is the first year women's boxing will be featured in the Olympics, bringing enormous exposure to the sport.
And in my research, I discovered that many of the real-life female boxing champions are actually emerging from the slums of India.
We're huge fans of underdog flicks.
From my experience, nobody steps in the ring because they're rich and educated. It's because life has beaten them down and they have nothing left to lose. And the women in the slums of Calcutta have less than nothing.
With boxing films, the actual boxing ring is the setting for a much greater story. The fighter, for example, takes on the issue of drugs. The warrior is about conquering inner demons.
With Pinweight, we take on the plight of impoverished women in India as they fight to have a voice to become somebody.
Pinweight is also sort of a love story as two women from opposing religions overcome a legacy of bloody conflict to become close friends.
Lynn has a history of directing sports flicks. At the end of this month, she will be directing a Bravo Fact starring boxing legend George Chavallo.
And Renuma Panthaki has had over a decade in front of the camera. And as well, I was the artistic director of a theater company that showcased South Asian works.
Yeah, I don't lie about it. I'm down with anything brown, really.
Now, this is a very
It's true, man. Straight up.
this is a very contained story. It has a series of intimate
Intimate sex. And I believe the
intimate number of set pieces and characters. Nice try. And as shown with $1 Million Baby, sports dramas with female protagonists can be a hit with women over 25, in addition to having the immediate built-in audience of male boxing fans.
And with a huge South Asian audience here in Canada, the US, and the UK, we have a built-in core audience to support this film during its critical early release.
And with the 10 grand, we want to fund a research trip to Kolkata and as well go a few rounds with a story editor.
We're also on the hunt for a producer with experience filming in Asia.
But you don't have to spar with us. You can just go old school and email your notes.
Thank you. We're Pinweight.
Oh, now we have to stay up here for questions. Yeah.